A ship sails 5 kilometers on a bearing of 120 degrees from point A to point B. Let's start this. So point A, we have our north line. A bearing of 120 degrees is going to be something like that, where that angle there is 120. This distance is 5 kilometers, and they arrive at point B. It then sails 8 kilometers on a bearing of 230 degrees from B to C. So add in our north line, 230 degrees, well that would be 180, so 230 is going to be down here somewhere. So that angle there is 230 degrees, and this length here is 8 kilometers to point C. Find the distance of C from A. So that is this distance here. We want to find the distance first of all. So for part A, we need to find that distance. First of all, we're going to need to find an angle inside this triangle. We're going to do that. If we know this is 120, then because these are parallel, this one must be 60 degrees. And if this is 60 and this is 230, then we have a total of 290. So that means this angle inside must be 70 degrees. Now we have two lengths and the angle between them. So that means we can use the cosine rule to find the third length. So the cosine rule tells us that x squared is equal to 5 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 5 times 8 times cos of 70 degrees. Calculating that and square rooting, we get x is going to be equal to 7.85 kilometers. So the distance from C to A is 7.85 kilometers. For part B, find the bearing of C from A. That is the angle at A that we would have to turn around to look at C. That's that angle there. We know this bit is 120, so we need to work out this bit here, which I'm going to call theta. To do this, we're going to use the cosine rule or the sine rule. We know all three lengths, so let's use the cosine rule to work this out. The cosine rule tells us that cos of theta is equal to 5 squared plus the 7.85 squared. I'm going to use the answer button in my calculator to make sure that's precise. Minus the 8 squared over 2 times 5 times 7.85. That's going to give me a value of 0.288, which means theta is equal to cos inverse of that answer, which is 73.24 degrees. So my bearing, my final answer, is going to be the 120 plus that 73, which is equal to 193.2, or as a 3-figure bearing, 193.